All right, so once again, Meryl Starr, the organizing expert, is joining us, answering your questions. Thank you, Meryl. How are you?
I'm fabulous. The first thing I have to say is Pittsburgh, congrats on that win last night against the Colts.
Thank goodness. That was a close one, huh? Oh, a nail biter.
Do I love those Steelers?
Yes, they're all. So let's start with some of these. First of all, Marcy wrote, how do you store all those food storage containers and the lids?
Everybody has so much Tupperware or food storage containers. The best way to store them really is inside one another, size order, and keep the lids right underneath them so they're easy to access. Now, the other thing is, as far as Tupperware, can you see that?
Yes. Oh, yeah, you have, and so, yeah, one on top of each other with the lids on the bottom.
There we go.
Okay.
That's exactly the way it should be.
Oh, okay. All right, so just stack them up. Just make sure that I guess one fits inside of the other.
Totally. And you know what? Go through them. How many do you really need? Just like everything else. Go through them. You don't need 6 of every size.
Yeah, that's a good point. I probably have too many of the same size, so I don't know if mine stack, so I'm going to look into getting some that stack. Okay, Tom wants to know, his pantry shelves are close together. What do you recommend for laying out the pantry a little bit better?
You know, I read that question, Tom, and I really wasn't sure what you were talking about on that. But in the pantry, I think that you need to keep all your food items in there. And there are certain things that you can get to increase the space in that pantry. You could put in shelves. You can put in some pull-out drawers. You could also use the outside of the pantries to store some things.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, pantries are a big problem. Some people don't even have the luxuries of having a pantry in the first place. So I guess you need to use it if you've got it.
Absolutely. You need to go high also. If you don't have a pantry or enough space, use the wall. Put up a pegboard and hang your utensils from there. Use your ceiling. You could put up a pot rack and hang all your pot racks from that to save some storage space.
All right, we have a question about spices from Chrystal. What do you do with the spices? She's tired of them falling out of the cupboard and hitting her.
I love my spices. First of all, mine are alphabetized.
Of course.
Let me show you if you can see here. Could you see my spices?
Yeah.
I have them up in the cabinet. I have them on a Lazy Susan. They're all alphabetized. I love to cook, so this just makes it so easy to keep them here. I see exactly what I have. Whatever I grab, you always have to put it back where it belongs so they stay in order. So this is great.
And I guess that helps you cooking too. If you're grabbing something and something's boiling on the stove, you can just use it real fast.
Susans. Listen, if you have an extra drawer, you could also get a spice drawer insert organizer for your drawers and do the same thing inside the drawer.
All right, that sounds good. All right, what about managing canned goods? And that's from Robin. And Gail says, how do you arrange them based on their dates? Two questions about cans.
First of all, Robin, great questions, girls. So arrange them by date with the date expiration. How do I explain this? The one that's the furthest away in the back of the cabinet.
Right.
That's as far as the canned goods go. And as far as arranging and organizing the canned goods, you need to keep all the like items together, all the beans together, all, the corn products together, all the tuna fish, all the like items need to be together. I like to stack mine. I wish I could show you. I stack them, and I like to keep the labels facing out just so I can see exactly what everything is.
Yeah. Calvin wants to know, he's got a small kitchen and wants to know how to get more counter space because everything's kind of scattered everywhere.
You know what it seems like, and I read that question, and that's another great question, Calvin. Thank you. It seems like you have everything out on your counters and you're not really using the insides of the cabinets. So only keep the things that you are using all the time on the cabinet, on top of the cabinets. Like your coffee maker, if you're using that every morning, of course that should be up there. But that juice maker that you're only using once a month, let's store that away.
Store it away somewhere. That's a great idea. I have a big cabinet in my basement I need to use better with things like that, things I don't use very often, put down there.
Oh, Absolutely. I would clear that cabinet out, Michelle, and use it for all the things, even your holiday dishes. Put those
Right.
down there in protective cases. You don't need them in the kitchen.
I bought some Thanksgiving dinnerware last year, and it's still been in my cabinet, so I'm just leaving it there now because we're so close. Might as well just keep it there.
Close, but listen, but after the holiday, use that storage downstairs. You don't need them in your kitchen.
Right.
At all. Holiday goods, even, a lot of people have lots of bakeware. If you're not baking all the time, store that someplace else. The other thing is go high in the cabinets. If you have very high cabinets, make sure that you're storing all the things that you're not using all the time up there. Let me just show you real quick is where I have all my items that I don't use on a daily basis.
Oh, okay. All right, and that's up high?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That is up high. And then here, this is just one more shot. Can you see that?
All your pots and pans.
Can you see the pots and pans?
Yes. You just have them hanging on a rack so they're easy to access. They're beautiful,
they're not taking up space in my cabinets. I'm using the wall.
Up high. All right, the last one is from Erin, our meteorologist. She has an adorable little girl that I guess is taking over her kitchen with sippy cups, snack cups, and crackers. How do you organize a toddler's kitchen?
Well, the thing is that we think that they need so much, and we need to simplify. How many sippy cups, Erin, does she really need? I think maximum, 3 or 4 with the covers. That's all you really need. Maybe keep one in the car, or maybe, one in a travel bag, and contain them. We're just, we think that we need so much stuff, so many containers, we wind up using the same thing over and over. So pare down, Erin. Don't let her overtake your kitchen.
It's so easy to do. And I guess when you do clear out what you're not using, it does make for an easier, more enjoyable mealtime as you're actually in the kitchen working.
Absolutely. Just like with everything else, it's a good idea, really, just to even take the utility drawer. Where you have all the your knives and your large spoons and your serving pieces. Go through that and take out the things that you're not using and put them away for a little while, and just use what you have left over in that drawer and see if that works for you. And that's the indication to say, I don't need all that stuff around.
Right. All right. So great tips. All right. Before we let you go, any last thought about kitchen organizing?
Kitchen organizing. I think it's so important to, again, pare down and keep the kitchen organized and simple. If you love to cook, the simpler it is, the less you have, the easier it's going to be, and really, the more fun it's going to be. And in addition, Michelle, there are some great tips in my book, The Home Organizing Workbook, which you can still purchase. There's a great chapter on kitchens. And it was great talking to you.
I have your book, and I love it, and I need to use it more. So we'll put a link here on Facebook and on my blog to let everybody know how they can order that.
Fabulous.